whistleblower who has identified himself as a longtime Democratic staffer. It's not a Republican operative. Democratic staffer who was working in Democratic offices at the time of the alleged leaking in 16-17. This staffer was interviewed by FBI agents on several occasions and told those agents that then Congressman Adam Schiff was the one who approved the leaks to the media.
The myth of Adam Schiff as a fearless truth teller crumbles under Megyn Kelly's scrutiny, exposing him as a master of empty grandstanding and political theater. Instead of delivering the bombshells he hyped, his career's a parade of dramatic speeches and hollow accusations. Kelly dismantles his crafted image piece by piece, revealing a legacy built not on statesmanship, but on an obsession with cameras, sound bites, and Washington's fleeting echo chamber applause.
Now, this staff member began talking to the FBI in 2017 because he said he considered the leaks to be, quote, unethical, illegal, and treasonous. This is a Democrat staffer who is saying to the FBI he had a holy shit moment when he heard Adam Schiff give the order. These documents that outline the FBI's interview, the FBI doesn't tape its interviews. They go back and they report what they heard in their...
Adam Schiff's built a career as Washington's self-appointed detective, but instead of solving crimes, he manufactures conspiracies, waves empty promises, and treats vague hunches like smoking guns. Megyn Kelly doesn't just expose him. She strips the Schiff persona layer by layer, showing how this self-branded truth teller has become one of DC's most shameless performers. Schiff embodies political theater, dramatic, loud, and utterly hollow when the lights dim.
I'm going to shock the world right now and defend Adam Schiff. In response to the heat he's getting for the following clip.
Sleep. I have not seen it yet, but from what I've heard about
someone in the audience behind Pam
regarding China
is videotaping Adam Schiff asleep. I defend Adam Schiff because these confirmations...
Megyn points out how Schiff perfected the serious face act on TV, widening his eyes and lowering his voice as if it could replace facts. He promised explosive collusion evidence that would rewrite history, teasing blockbuster reveals like he held political nuclear codes, then delivered nothing. Time and again, his investigations were less Sherlock Holmes, more Scooby-Doo, with no big reveal, just speculation dissolving into thin air.
Don't believe he's going to weaponize the DOJ to use it against his opponents. I believe that's what was done to him. Though, as we discussed with Alan Dershowitz in that now famous clip that went around where I said we need Steve Bannon, I'm not totally opposed to it. I'm going to be honest. Who would cry a tear if Adam Schiff actually got some sort of hassle thrown his way by the DOJ?
Schiff doesn't deal in truth. He deals in innuendo. His specialty isn't uncovering corruption. It's dragging out narratives to stay relevant. Megyn Kelly drives this home. If Schiff had evidence half as strong as he claimed, it'd have surfaced years ago. Instead, he stretched hearings, fed sound bites to networks, and cast himself as a hero in a non-existent story. He's no watchdog, just a hype man for conspiracy theater.
Schiff stated the group would leak classified information which was derogatory to the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. Schiff stated the information would be used to indict President Trump. The whistleblower stated this would be illegal, and upon hearing his concerns, unnamed members of the meeting reassured that they would not be caught leaking classified information.
What makes Schiff an easy target is his confident doubling down even when proven wrong. Most politicians try damage control when exposed. Schiff acts like the audience is too dumb to notice. Megyn Kelly roasts this arrogance, highlighting how he'd face cameras, repeat unproven claims, then pivot to blaming questioners. It's brazen gaslighting, like a bad salesman swearing a lemon's a luxury car. Schiff didn't just bend truth, he treated it like a prop.
President Biden pardoned Adam Schiff at the end of his term, but unlike the one he gave to Hunter, it was a limited pardon, and it only spoke to J6 and his work on the January 6th Select Committee, so it would not immunize him from any of the claims you and I are discussing right now, right?
Yep.
Megyn also zeroes in on Schiff's hypocrisy, worn like a badge of honor. He claims to fight corruption, but manipulated the system when it suited him, leaking selective info, pushing half-baked intelligence, grandstanding in hearings. His career's less about serving people, more about serving himself, treating the House floor like an HBO drama audition. Kelly's takedown cuts deepest here. His attention obsession wasn't just embarrassing, it was destructive. While he sold himself as democracy's savior, Congress wasted years on partisan circuses. She calls him the poster child for prioritizing headlines over results. Decades in office, yet his constituents hear crickets when asked what he's delivered. His big win? Perfecting outrage theater.
So walk us through what the 302 reports the FBI wrote up after their interviews with this whistleblower say.
Yeah, so let's give you a sense of who this person is. We don't know their name because the name is redacted, but we know their career. They're a career intelligence officer. So they started in the executive branch as an intelligence officer, and then they get detailed to the Democratic side of the House Intelligence Committee. Eventually, the person inherits as his boss, Adam Schiff, when Adam Schiff takes over as the Democrat minority ranking member on House Intelligence in 2016. And they're working for Adam Schiff. And somewhere in the beginning of the Russia collusion, false narrative building in America, he attends a meeting. Adam Schiff says, we're going to leak.
The highlight of Schiff's career, if you can call it that, was the impeachment drama. He milked those hearings for every camera second, delivering sanctimonious lines like a failed actor tackling Shakespeare in a high school gym. Megyn Kelly roasts it as scripted outrage, not truth-seeking, just making Schiff the resistance face. Like his other shows, the finale flopped. He didn't change history or uncover promised conspiracies, just wasted months. Megyn notes his trick isn't outright lies, but hiding behind vague phrases. Evidence suggests we've seen signs, serious-sounding shells giving cover when nothing pans out. It's political sleight of hand. Stir outrage, avoid accountability. Schiff mastered it, but Kelly exposes the lazy con.
At least according to the legal experts I've talked to, he's only immunized for what he did related from January 6 forward to 2021. So these things occurred in 17 and 18. You've got the mortgage issue, which is also based on our reporting, the story we broke last October on the counting two houses as his primary residence to get better mortgage deals. Those would fall outside of the pardon according to the legal experts who've looked at it. And I suspect if those get to case of criminality at some point, that there may be some legal challenges trying to test that pardon's.
Then there's Schiff's Trump fixation, which Megyn Kelly skewers like a chef carving steak. He built his brand on taking Trump down, appearing nightly on TV promising Trump's imminent fall and accountability around the corner. Years later, Trump's still president, and Schiff's peddling the same tired lines. It's not just irony, it's humiliation. His career's now tied to a man he swore to destroy, and history will recall him as the barker who never bit. Megyn also flags his shameless fundraising. Every dire warning, dramatic press conference, or security hint synced with donation emails. Schiff didn't just exploit fear, he monetized it, turning political paranoia into a subscription service, leaving supporters with empty promises and his smug face.
I mean, didn't we just have a whole criminal investigation of Donald Trump for having documents at Mar-a-Lago that might have classified information in them, and we just can't have that. We can't have classified information running around out there in the hands of people who aren't authorized. Meanwhile, this is the former president of the United States who can declassify everything. We were told that for 2 years straight, past 2 years by Democrats, and now what you're saying is that one of the most vocal about that, Adam Schiff, had been at the helm of releasing classified information.
His defenders say Schiff's just doing his job, standing for democracy. But Megyn Kelly calls that nonsense. Defending democracy isn't dragging the country through endless show trials leading nowhere, turning hearings into self-promos, or crying wolf until serious issues get eye rolls. Her roast cuts into his projection, warning about misinformation while pushing unproven narratives, branding as a truth defender, while leaving half-truths and fabrications. Schiff doesn't bend rules. He warps them, all with that smug, self-righteous dare to challenge him.
While this is only the unverified allegation of a single former staffer, the alleged conduct would involve criminal and unethical conduct of the highest order if proven. Your reaction to this news?
Well, it's in keeping with my opinion of Adam Schiff. I've been calling him McCarthyite ever since he started in on Trump. And as John pointed out, McCarthy, at least there had some communists in the government that he was talking about, although he was irresponsible. Adam Schiff repeatedly came out and said, I have seen documents that indict, that link Trump to Russia, but I can't reveal them to you now, but just you wait, I'm going to reveal them. And of course, we know they weren't there. We know there was nothing there. Now we have this information from the whistleblower, my favorite part of which is what the whistleblower says. He objected to the illegality.
At Kelly's takedown core is the fact that Adam Schiff's a fraud, not legally, but professionally. He packaged himself as a truth warrior, but delivered theater. He turned serious matters into punchlines, overpromised undelivered results, leaving the public more divided, cynical, and exhausted. Schiff doesn't strengthen democracy. He cheapens it into reality TV. The final nail? He still doesn't get it. Post-failed predictions and flops. He struts onto TV with misplaced confidence. History's already written his legacy. Adam Schiff, collusion crier, hearing audition star, mistaking theater for leadership. Kelly doesn't just roast him. She annihilates him, showing he's no democracy watchdog, just a fear salesman. No truth teller, but a truth bender. No hero, but a cautionary tale of chasing cameras over results.
So the whistleblower was reportedly very specific on the details. Like it doesn't sound like a lie because this person had a lot of details when speaking to the FBI. Quote, when working in this capacity, this whistleblower was called to an all-staff meeting by Schiff. In this meeting, Schiff stated the group would leak classified information which was derogatory to the president.
When the curtain falls, Schiff won't be remembered for defending the Constitution. He'll be the politician who promised a smoking gun but delivered smoke. Kelly's dismantling stings more by contrasting his self-styled image with his actions' fallout. He wanted to be democracy's principal defender, spotting threats others missed. Instead, his legacy's political theater gone wrong, a warning of ambition outrunning credibility. He didn't protect institutions. He weakened them into partisan props. Kelly drives home how Schiff clung to cameras like lifeboats, using media to feed his ego with baseless repeats, banking on repetition as defense. Exposure was his currency, but each appearance exposed story holes America noticed, and Kelly revels in pointing it out.
Now have whistleblower interview transcripts from the FBI. They're not exactly transcripts, they're FBI write-ups of the interviews that they conducted with a whistleblower who's self-described Democrat working for the Democrats on the House Intelligence Committee, who worked for them, by the way, for 10 years, who says that he was there in 2017 when he heard Adam Schiff say, we are going to leak classified documents and intel to the media with the hopes of getting Donald Trump.
Then comes the hypocrisy. Schiff built his career condemning others' dishonesty, yet his persona rested on exaggeration, selective leaks, and misleading narratives. Kelly paints him as a finger pointer with three pointing back, a salesman, not a truth teller. When the product flopped, he had nothing left. His credibility's now worth less than a blockbuster card. The real destruction hits with the disconnect between Schiff's inflated self-importance and meager impact. He chipped away at public trust, fueled division, and left cynicism soaring. Kelly frames him not as a truth guardian, but a cautionary tale, proving even watchdogs chase fame. Exposed, the crusader looks less heroic, more opportunistic. Kelly buries him under his record's weight, not a flattering obituary. He craved a statesman legacy, but leaves an internet parody, meme, punchline, a career of dramatic declarations collapsing under scrutiny. His contribution? Not progress or reform, but endless empty promises. Once exposed, his polished persona's cracks are undeniable, dissolving the myth of a serious figure into a hollow legacy of noise over substance.